Don't forget to like and subscribe for more enchanting full-length children's bedtime stories. In the warm embrace of a familiar old house, a special teddy bear named Timmy resided. Timmy was not just any regular teddy bear. While he appeared to be an ordinary stuffed toy during the day, moonlit nights transformed him. Bathed in the silver glow of the moonlight, when the rest of the world slumbered, Timmy would awake with a magical power, the ability to travel through time. This power was Timmy's best-kept secret. He had never shared it with anyone, despite witnessing the growth and changes around him for years. Especially, he had watched over one little girl named Lucy. From her very first giggle as an infant to her toddler adventures, Timmy had seen it all, always keeping his secret. Lucy, with eyes that twinkled with curiosity and dreams, was now older and more adventurous than ever. On one such moonlit night, feeling a pull towards her old teddy friend, she reached out for Timmy. The moment she held him, she could feel something extraordinary about to unfold. Chapter 1. Timmy the Teddy Bear. Time Travel Secret. Once upon a time, in a cozy little room inside a nice old house, there lived a teddy bear named Timmy. Timmy wasn't like any other stuffed animal. He had a super-duper special power. You know, like when you have a favorite toy, but it can't do magic tricks? Well, Timmy could. His magic trick was that when the moon turned the room all silver and shiny, and everyone was asleep, Timmy could travel through time. He could go to the past and the future. But here's the big secret. Timmy never told anyone about his amazing magic. It was his very own special secret. One night, a girl named Lucy came into the room. Lucy was a very curious and brave kid. She had eyes that sparkled like stars, and her heart was full of dreams and adventures. Lucy and Timmy were the best of friends. They had known each other since she was a teeny tiny baby. Timmy watched her grow up, from her first baby smile to her wobbly first steps. And all this time, he kept his magic secret locked up tight. But on this night, when the room was all glowing from the moon, Lucy saw Timmy on a shelf. He looked like the perfect friend for her bedtime adventures. Timmy had soft, velvety fur that shimmered in the moonlight, and he had a friendly smile that made Lucy feel safe. Lucy reached out her little hand and took Timmy. And guess what? Right then and there, something amazing happened. Timmy whispered in a soft voice, "Hold on tight, Lucy." Suddenly, they weren't in Lucy's room anymore. They were on a super-duper adventure through time. They traveled to places and times that were beyond their wildest dreams. And so, Lucy and her magical teddy bear, Timmy, began their incredible adventures together, all because of Timmy's wonderful secret power that only Lucy knew about. And so began the enchanting adventures of Lucy and her special teddy bear, Timmy, the only ones who shared the remarkable secret that would take them on incredible journeys through time and space, all while having the most wonderful adventures together. Chapter 2. A Voyage to Ancient Egypt. Once upon a time, Lucy and Timmy had the most incredible adventure ever. They found a magical door that could take them to different times in history. It was like a super special time travel door. They turned the old, creaky knob and whoosh! They ended up in a place that was really, really hot, like a giant oven. There were huge, pointy sand mountains called pyramids all around them. Lucy squinted her eyes and tried to block the super bright sun as she looked at the tall pyramids. "Timmy, this place is so amazing," she said, all wide-eyed and amazed. Timmy grinned and said, "I always knew history could be a way to have super fun adventures, Lucy." They walked on the soft, warm sand, and their feet made footprints as they went. They felt really impressed by the people who built these gigantic sand mountains a very long time ago. As they walked, Timmy turned to Lucy and said, "Can you imagine how hard it must have been to build these pyramids without any machines? People in ancient times were so clever and strong." Lucy nodded, her eyes still fixed on the towering pyramids. "I bet they had to work together and be really, really smart to build something so big." Then, Lucy saw a mirage of water surrounded by palm trees, like a hidden treasure. They hurried over to it because they were so thirsty and hot from the sun. When they got closer, they saw a nice lady sitting under a big tree. She wore really pretty clothes, and she looked important. It was Cleopatra, a queen from a very long time ago. Cleopatra said, "Hello, travellers. You came a long way to visit my old kingdom." Lucy and Timmy said hello and told her they came from the future to learn about the past. Cleopatra was super friendly and asked them to sit with her in the shade. Sitting down with Cleopatra, they felt a little nervous but excited. Lucy leaned in and said, "Cleopatra, your kingdom sounds amazing. Can you tell us more about it?" Cleopatra smiled kindly and said, "Of course, dear travellers. My kingdom had a special place called the Library of Alexandria, where people gathered to learn all kinds of things. And we had a way of writing using special pictures called hieroglyphics, like secret codes." Lucy was fascinated. "That sounds so cool. But Cleopatra, you were a queen in a world where mostly boys were in charge. How did you become such a great leader?" Cleopatra leaned closer and said with a twinkle in her eye, "Being a leader means more than just being in charge. It's about understanding what your people need, making tough choices when things are hard, and being brave when things get tricky. Even when everything seems tough, a strong heart and quick thinking can help you solve problems." When the sun started to go down and the sky turned all orange and pink, Lucy and Timmy knew it was time to go back to their own time. Cleopatra said goodbye with a knowing smile, and Lucy kept Cleopatra's words in her head. Back in their own time, standing in front of the magical door again, Lucy felt like she learned something really important. History could teach her how to be a leader and be brave, just like Cleopatra. Lucy turned to Timmy and said, "I want to keep learning from history and be a great leader like Cleopatra." Timmy grinned and said, "I knew you'd say that, Lucy. Let's keep going on more time-traveling adventures and learn even more." And with that, they went through the magical door again, ready for more exciting lessons from the past, and they were super excited to become the best leaders they could be. Chapter 3. A Magical Trip to the Renaissance. One special night, Timmy had a big surprise for Lucy. His eyes were shining with excitement, like the stars in the sky, and Lucy knew something fantastic was about to happen. They held hands and began a magical journey. They walked through a forest filled with tall, towering trees, and the moon above was so bright that it lit up the path like a flashlight. Crickets sang their nighttime songs, and the air felt like it was sprinkled with a touch of magic. After their forest adventure, they stumbled upon a hidden door that led to a very, very special place called a Renaissance Fair. It was as if they had stepped into a time machine. People all around were dressed in the most colourful and fancy clothes, and they danced and sang to joyful music. Lucy could even smell the delicious food in the air, like turkey legs sizzling on the grill and warm, fresh bread that made her tummy growl with hunger and excitement. "Timmy, where are we?" Lucy asked, her eyes as wide as saucers. She saw tents that looked like they were from a long, long time ago, and there were stalls where people sold funny and interesting things. "We're in the Renaissance, Lucy," Timmy explained with the biggest smile. "It's a time when people love to create art, make amazing things, and use their imaginations to the fullest." As they wandered through the fair, Timmy introduced Lucy to some of the friendly folks who were dressed up like knights, jesters who did funny tricks, and even a singer who played a guitar and sang songs about knights and princesses. Lucy was amazed watching the jesters toss things high up into the air, and the knights pretending to be really brave heroes. The singers' songs made Lucy feel like she was right inside a magical fairy tale. But the most exciting part of the night was when Timmy led Lucy to a gigantic tent. It was like walking into a dream. Beautiful tapestries covered the walls, and soft lanterns made the tent glow with a warm, cozy light. Right in the middle of the tent was a wise-looking man named Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo had a super long, snowy white beard and a kind smile that made Lucy feel really welcome. He greeted Lucy with open arms and said, "Hello, dear. I've heard you're a very adventurous young lady." Lucy was so amazed that she could hardly speak, but she managed to say, "Nice to meet you, Mr. Da Vinci." Leonardo chuckled warmly and invited them to sit on soft, comfy cushions. He showed them big books filled with drawings and pictures. Inside those books, there were machines that looked like they could fly high in the sky like birds, plans for buildings that looked like they belonged in fairy tales, and drawings of all sorts of plants and animals. "These are my dreams," Leonardo said gently, like a soft breeze. "They come from a mind that's not afraid to dream really big. Imagination is like a magical key that can make the world a better place." Lucy looked at the drawings, and they were like something out of a fairy tale or a dream. She said, "But these look really, really hard to do." Leonardo leaned in closer and explained, "That's the amazing thing about dreaming, my dear. Even if something seems really, really hard, it's just a word. When we dream, there are no rules, and that's how we create new things and make the world a better, more wonderful place." When their adventure at the Renaissance Fair came to an end, Timmy and Lucy said goodbye to their new friend, Leonardo da Vinci. They walked back through the fair, which was still filled with happy people dancing and singing. That night, in her room, Lucy couldn't sleep because her head was buzzing with exciting ideas. She realized that her imagination had no limits, just like Leonardo's. She could dream big and create incredible things, even if they seemed impossible. With her heart full of hope and her head full of dreams, Lucy finally drifted off to sleep, so excited about all the adventures and possibilities waiting for her in the future. Chapter 4. A Trip to the Age of Exploration. One night, Timmy had a very exciting idea. He looked at Lucy with a big smile and asked, "Lucy, do you want to go on an amazing adventure with me tonight?" Lucy, full of curiosity, wondered, "An adventure? Where are we going?" Timmy had a twinkle in his eye and whispered, "We're going to travel across the sea, all the way back to a time called the Age of Exploration." Before Lucy could even think about it, something magical happened. Their room started to change, like a wobbly picture. Suddenly, they weren't in Timmy's bedroom anymore. They were standing on the deck of a big wooden ship. The ship rocked gently, and the air smelled like the sea. Above them, there were so many shiny stars, and the moon made everything glow like silver. Lucy's eyes grew really wide as she saw a man with a big beard and a hat that looked like it had been on many adventures. He looked at them with friendly eyes and said, "Hello, young travelers. What brings you to my ship?" Timmy introduced themselves and told the explorer how they magically came to this amazing moment. The explorer laughed and said, "You're in for a treat. You've come just in time to see something really cool." Lucy, still amazed, asked, "But why do you go on these big trips, Mr. Columbus? Aren't you scared of what you might find?" The explorer smiled kindly and explained, "Well, little one, the unknown is where all the excitement is. It's where you discover new places, meet new people, and have amazing adventures. Sometimes you have to go into the unknown to find something incredible." Lucy thought about it for a moment. "But isn't it really, really scary to go where you don't know anything? What if you don't find anything good?" The explorer nodded, understanding her feelings. "It can be a little scary, but that's what makes it so exciting. When you're not sure what's ahead, you learn about your own bravery, and you find things you never even dreamed of. And sometimes you discover things that are more amazing than anything you could have imagined." Timmy jumped in. "Just like finding a whole new continent." The explorer chuckled. "Exactly. I wanted to find a new way to Asia, but I ended up discovering America. It was a big surprise and changed history." Lucy felt something really special inside her. She turned to the explorer and said, "Thank you, Mr. Columbus. Your stories and bravery are teaching me something important." The explorer gave her a warm smile. "You're welcome, young one. Remember, life is like a big adventure waiting for you. When you're brave and explore the unknown, you'll find amazing treasures. As their talk ended, the sailors on the ship kept doing their jobs, not even surprised by the two young visitors. The stars sparkled above, and the ship swayed gently on the waves, like a cradle rocking them to sleep. Lucy turned to Timmy, her eyes shining with excitement. "That was amazing! I want to explore just like Columbus." Timmy grinned, knowing Lucy had learned something special from their adventure. "And so our adventure begins, Lucy. Who knows where we'll go next?" As the night went on, they watched Columbus and his crew continue their journey into the unknown, feeling their hearts filled with wonder and a big curiosity about the world and all the incredible things it held. Chapter 5. Peering into Tomorrow's Horizon. One warm night, Timmy and Lucy went on a special adventure. They were in a magical forest filled with singing bugs called cicadas, and a soft breeze made the leaves of the trees dance. The moon was like a nightlight in the sky, showing them the way. It was a forest where time could change, like a magical painting that could come to life. Timmy, who was a cuddly teddy bear, held Lucy's hand. He had big, shiny eyes that looked really wise. He whispered to Lucy, "Lucy, tonight we're going to visit the future. Are you excited?" Lucy's eyes sparkled with happiness, and she nodded her head up and down. "Yes, Timmy. I can't wait to see what the future is like." As they walked further into the forest, something strange happened. It was like a little shake, and they felt like they were being pulled. Suddenly, they were in a city from the future. Tall buildings reached up to the sky, and colorful pictures appeared on their walls. People were walking around, and Lucy saw something amazing: cars that could fly. "Timmy, look at those cars," Lucy said, her eyes wide with wonder. "They're like birds in the sky." Timmy smiled and said, "Yes, Lucy, in the future, cars can fly high in the air like magic." Lucy imagined herself in one of those flying cars, zooming through the clouds. Their adventure didn't stop there. They went to the moon, where astronauts in cool suits were doing experiments and building things. Lucy was so surprised. "We're on the moon, Timmy. People live and work here now." Timmy grinned and said, "You're right, Lucy. In the future, we go to the moon to learn and explore. It's like a new home away from Earth." Lucy looked back at Earth, and it looked like a beautiful, shiny marble hanging in the sky. "Earth is so pretty," she whispered. Then they visited a house from the future where robots were helping with chores and even playing games with kids. Lucy giggled as a robot gave her a toy to play with. "Robots are everywhere, Timmy. They're like friendly helpers," Lucy said, her eyes filled with joy. Timmy nodded and said, "That's right, Lucy. In the future, robots are our friends and help us with lots of things." Their adventure ended when they met a wise scientist with a long white beard. He told Lucy that the future is made by people's dreams and their big ideas. He told her to always dream, imagine, and believe in herself. Lucy felt very inspired by the scientist's words. She said, "Thank you for telling me that. I'll remember it forever." With their hearts full of hope and wisdom, Lucy and Timmy went back to their own time. Lucy knew that history, which is like the story of the past, could teach her many things for her future. She felt very thankful for all the amazing adventures she had with her magical teddy bear. In her own room, Lucy cuddled up in her cozy bed with Timmy by her side. She knew that Timmy was not just a cuddly friend, he was also a magical guide to the past and future. Together, they would go on more adventures and learn new things with each journey through time. As Lucy closed her eyes and went to sleep, she felt excited because she knew her future held lots of amazing adventures, just like the ones she had with Timmy.